Welcome back, and now tune into the other side of sports. My host Laws in the building. It's me, it's Aaron. Hey, Aaron, if Jaden Daniels, if he beat the Baltimore Ravens, bro, the conversation changes completely. It changes if he beat the Ravens. This ain't no fluke. This ain't no. It's something different. If he beat the Ravens. Can they beat the Ravens? I think they can. All right.
See, this is why nobody like y'all. Because y'all get way ahead of the skis, dog. They have 0% chance of beating the Ravens.
0%?
Barring something fluke, they got 0% chance.
Aaron, zero. You don't think with Jaden Daniels we got more than a 0% chance?
No. And that's not a bad thing. The team's not there yet. It's not about Jaden. The team's not there yet.
I'm feeling something special about this season, Aaron.
But that's why people don't like y'all. Y'all and Dallas fans, y'all hate each other, but y'all the same thing. Just give them a little bit of winning, a little bit of hope, and that joint turned into a Super Bowl in y'all mind.
I just don't know why I'm delusional thinking we can actually compete and win in this game.
You haven't watched any of the last 3 Ravens games?
They are a superior football team. But even other superior football teams have letdowns, dog. They underestimate. We 6.5 point dogs against them.
So you think Vegas just want to give people free money? You think they get it right most of the time except this time? That's what you think?
No, I think that we're in the minority of people who actually believe in the Washington Command. Well, you don't believe in them. I'm saying I'm in the minority just being a part of this city. I think that the majority of the people in the city probably are leaning towards having this hope. But the rest of the world, like they talking about us, but they not. Nobody really believes that we can beat the Ravens. So I don't think Vegas is going to lose no money on it because everybody going to go with the Ravens to win.
But that's the point. If everybody going with the Ravens to win, Vegas would be giving away free money to have a 6.5 point line, and people going to take the Ravens, and then Washington going to turn around and win the game. And it's not a bad thing. The team is already way, way ahead of schedule based on Jaden being way ahead of schedule. And you got to go through all of the steps. You can't skip steps. I know y'all love skipping steps. I know y'all love that 7-9 division title you got the first year Ron Rivera was there. You and Andrew cheering. And I was like, dog, you going in the wrong direction. Just relax. Just relax.
When can I get excited, Aaron? When can I get excited? If they beat the Ravens,
you can be excited, but that doesn't mean excitement doesn't like equal unrealistic results or delusions coming to reality.
Okay.
So you should be excited because you got the best quarterback in the draft and potentially the best quarterback in the last 20 drafts. The way this Bama's looking so far.
Okay.
Like you can pretty much confirm at this point that you got an all-world quarterback that in the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to be able to compete the same way you watch all these other franchises do, but you haven't been able to do. That doesn't mean you're going to beat the Ravens on Sunday.
Okay. Let's say they do beat the Ravens. Can we change how we talk about them?
I think you have to. But no, the thing is, I think they've already changed how you talk about them coming into the season.
Okay.
Because coming into the season, we thought, what was it, like 7 to 9 wins? We said they'd be better than they were with Ron Rivera, like 3 more wins to 5 more wins, like in that area. They'd be better just not having Del Rio and Ron Rivera as the heads of the team. That automatically makes you 2 games better out the gate. They got a real quarterback instead of garbage Sam Howell, so that's going to make you improve. Them coming out and beating teams this early, 4 games in a row. I don't know when the last time these Bamas won 4 in a row. Maybe 2012, but that already changes the way you have to view and talk about this team. They're talking about the team potentially winning the NFC East. And realistically, Jaden has to be in first place for MVP so far. I know it's early in the season, but he's got to be first place for MVP, got to be first place for Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's already changing the way that you talked about the team. That doesn't mean you have to go straight to Super Bowl. Like y'all gotta. It's a lot of
Now,
games to be
so
played.
I'm not going straight to Super Bowl.
You are,
But
because the
but
Ravens are the team that's people talk about winning the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
if they
that's
beating the team that's supposed
can
to be
we
competing for a Super Bowl,
it
then that's the conversation you having.
so if they beat the Ravens, can we is it delusional to say Super Bowl?
God, dog. See, this why I don't want to be a part of this. You gonna have to have this monologue by yourself, though.
Can I say Super? Hey, bro,
6 games in,
we ain't never had this much hope ever, bro. Like not like this, not this early,
not this early. Not this early.
not this dominant. Like even the RG3 2012 season, they were beating teams, but they wasn't whooping teams. Though.
Do you know? Oh, you
They
don't
wasn't
remember? They was mud hole. They was up 28-0 on Dallas in Dallas. What you talking about?
They was.
They was unbeatable until he got hurt in that playoff game against Seattle.
That's facts. That's facts.
They was thrashing maps. But the difference, I think, is Dan's not here, so that automatically give a lot of people hope. And there's no conflict between the quarterback, the fan base, and the head coach. So there's no like tug and pull. Everybody seems to be on board with Jaden. All of the goofies that were saying Drake May, all that stuff is under the rug and gone now. So it seemed like all facets of the team are kind of going in the same direction. So that feels different and has people being hopeful. But at the same time, you got to because the thing is, and like even with that reel I sent you, what Cam was saying, like people try to set the bar so high for the Bama. If he doesn't live up to the bar this early, then we got to act like he's a bust or not a bust, but like they just set this unreal expectation based on what he's already done.
They just keep blowing they're blowing the balloon up until it busts. Like they just try they try to get it to pop.
And luckily, he doesn't seem to have the temperament where he relies on the outside validation like RG3 or like Kirk or some of these other people. So I don't know that a fan base or a media can get him like so riled up to where he's like going outside of what he already thinks or does. And what he's doing seems to be working so far as like working, learning, getting better, improving. And all his coaches, even back to like Herm Edwards that had him at Arizona State, say that Bama studies football, studies quarterbacks, he work hard. And that's what ends up having him with these results that you're seeing now. So just let the Bama's still a rookie. You're not getting the Super Bowl this year. Sorry to break it to you. But you can still be excited about being ahead of schedule.
I wouldn't expect the Super Bowl. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect nothing from these jokers. Right.
Especially after the first week.
Yeah, especially after week 1. But now I just feel like we can compete. And honestly, that's enough for me. Like to feel like we can at least compete, and it's not gonna be a thrashing, or we're not gonna get embarrassed, like full on embarrassment. I feel like the team, like, is just confident, and confidence is a dangerous thing, dog. Confidence is a dangerous thing, and I feel like this team has gotten more and more confident as the weeks gone on, and last week they got tested versus I thought was a pretty strong defensive Browns team. I think like from a defensive standpoint, the Browns to me was the most. They got the most. I felt like they were pressuring Jaden a lot more, even though he was still able to get away and do some special things. But I feel like they were just really testing him from a defense. Bama's was striking on defense. It was just a little, like you could tell it was just a little different level. Offensively, I feel like our team basically set the tone, which was surprising to me. Frankie Louvo, that Bama signed him up for the Pro Bowl now because he just the tone that he sets. He seemed like, he remind me of like a San Francisco type of linebacker. Honestly, how he be out that joint running all over the field. So that's a difference, having a guy like him. But this game versus the Ravens, if you'd have asked me week 2, even after the Cincinnati game, I would have probably felt still like, even though Jaden Cook, I'd be like, nah, like he ain't seen nobody like the Ravens. After seeing the Browns, I feel like the Ravens are like maybe a half a step defensively better than the Browns, but it's not like that drastically different, dog. They have good secondary, they got good linebackers that fly all over the ball, and they got good upfront pass rush.
Actually, I
Now,
think
this
the
is going
Browns defense is better than the Ravens defense. Actually, I know the Browns defense is better. The issue is there was no pressure by the offense being put on the team. And when you play against teams that can't score, everybody's confidence goes up.
that's
And
yeah,
so
agree.
also as a part of the development of the team in Jaden, like one of the things that hasn't been happening is when Washington would play a better team, they would play down to that level and keep it close and barely win or end up losing against teams that they're, even if it's marginally better than. Like the point people need to be excited about is you smashing garbage teams, which you should do, smash the garbage teams. That being said, you kind of been playing garbage teams like Giants. Bengals defense is the worst in the league. And then the Browns with no offense because Deshaun Watson is in la la land. No, garbage. So what you should be looking at in this Ravens game is you'll be able to gauge your team against an elite Super Bowl contender to see the places they need to grow, the pieces you need going forward in the off season. And that's how I think. I mean, of course, you want to win every game, and it's Sunday, and any fluke thing could happen. Todd Monken could go rogue again and not give Derrick Henry the ball. But he gonna be bouncing John Allen all over the field, and then weak D ends they got all over the field. If the Ravens got half a common sense, though, they gonna hand the ball to Derrick Henry. He gonna be pounding these Bamas left and right. Pause.
So you think a part of it is how the Ravens play them. So if the Ravens just like self-sabotage in a sense, like they just game plan is just not good and the Washington Commanders win, you're not giving them credit for the win.
What did you just made that up? Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean?
I'm saying like if they do what they're supposed to do and we win, like let's say they're giving the ball to Derrick Henry and we just stopping them. Or they you know what I'm saying? We containing Lamar like we did Kyler Murray and he just not making certain passes and then we scoring on offense.
I'm not worried about the offense. Like I'm satisfied with what I've seen with the progression of Cliff Kingsbury. Look like he's made a lot of changes since the first 2 weeks. So I think the offense can score. The Ravens defense isn't that great. So I think the offense is going to give you 20, 24, 27. You know what I mean? The issue is
our defense.
The defense is
versus their offense.
There it is. And I know the defense has showed up and because the defense dominated against the Browns, really because Deshaun was so inaccurate and couldn't hit wide open guys, it made you feel like the defense was more dominant than it actually was. When in reality, the defense is closer to week 1 than it is last week.
Okay.
St. Juice is still the number 1 corner. St. Strill is still a corner on that team.
Hey, he was striking in that last game, though, Aaron. He was St. Strill. He was in that joint striking.
He can't cover to save his life, and neither can St. Juice.
St.
Juice might be the worst DB I've ever seen. He paid 30 yards off. They come up and miss the tackle, whiff the tackle. I'm like, dog, stop.
Yeah, you right, bro. You right. I'm excited though. I feel like we got a chance. That's something I haven't felt in a long way. And I know this is a chance though. This is a litmus test for them. Like this is really going to see and show where you at for real. Like,
let me say this.
Is you a contender or is you a pretender? If they go toe to toe with them, I'll be like, oh yeah, nah, it's real what you see. Now if they get the doors blown off their backside, then I'll be like, oh yeah, that joint is fraud.
Harold,
but if
they win, and you look at the schedule, they might run off 8, 9 in a row. Because the next 3 to 4 games are super softball after that. They play the Panthers. They pay, I think.
I'm actually more concerned for an L if they beat the Ravens because they're gonna be on a high that we've never been on in this city. And
no, y'all gonna be on. That's not going on in that locker room. We could tell already because they've been stringing them back to back to back, and everybody's waiting for that letdown that hasn't come. And even the loss this week is not going to be a letdown. They're playing a better team.
That's true.
So whatever they got going on in there, Dan gone, whatever ghost of DC weak nigga pass, everybody acting all traumatized, PTSD, all that stuff appears to be gone.
Okay.
But if they win the Ravens game, these Bama's might end up like 8-1 because if you pull up the schedule, they got the Panthers, And it's like
Bears.
like some other weak sauce type joints, dog. And they might end up 8-1. Then y'all gonna be untenable. I ain't even gonna do the podcast till they take a loss.
Hey, look, all this gear I'm wearing, I'm in my nice clothes today. All this out the window, dog. We only went everything I'm gonna be drinking out Commander's cups and everything. We gonna be sipping. Hey, it's gonna be a whole new day, bro. All right, let's talk about another team that's going through some different kind of struggles
The
and
all
turmoil.
Washington stuff.
The JETS, Jess. Dog, I told you, Aaron, you gonna owe me some wings. They not going to the playoffs.
They are
These
because the
maps
Bills
aside,
trash too. Miami trash. They might
hey,
still. They playing for first place this weekend.
hey, Aaron, this is the thing though. They fired my man Robert Saleh. First of all, I knew he was gone from the beginning. Dog, he weak. His heart pumps Sonny D. The Bama is not a leader, and he allowed them to just
What are you gonna do?
bogart him, dog.
Hey, white man, no, I'm in charge, not you.
Nah, hey, listen. If they did that to me, I'd be on. It is what it is. Come tomorrow, bro. I'd have called him up like, hey, yeah, I want to give y'all the real scoop of what's going on at the Jets organization.
But then you get treated like
He's not
Flores, and
gonna
you
get a
never
job.
get another
Yeah, he's
job.
not gonna get a job. But Flores got another job. He ain't gonna get another head coaching joint.
He took a
But
demotion. He was a head coach. Now he got to be a DC.
hey, he cooking though.
Best DC in the league. He looking like Greg
Hey, in
Williams
the
of old.
league. No, they can't even figure out his defense, dog.
He's scrambling
This Bama
everybody
got him.
eggs out there.
Hey,
Quarterback
bro,
seeing
I'm
ghosts, don't
with
know
you.
what to do. If he don't get a
Dog,
job
what's
after
going
this
on?
year, he got to double up on that lawsuit.
Yeah, he do. He got to double up. Hey, this is my theory about what's going on in New York, bro. Let me know what you think about this theory. I think Aaron Rodgers concocted this whole situation, dog. I feel like he got the ear of the owner. He told the owner, like, I think we need to just let him go. And he probably wanted Nathaniel Hackett to run the show, but they knew that was going to be a bad look for them. So they pivoted to the defensive guy that's on the defensive side and let him Earl Rich and let him run the team. But this joint is a coup. It's a backdoor coup. And I don't think the players was in on it or knew about this joint. I just think it was Aaron Rodgers. And this is the problem with the Jets. He got too much cachet and power, dog. This Batman can literally do whatever he wants. I'm trying to figure out, Aaron, how Robert Saleh got pushed out the organization when the defense was solid. The offense was trash. Aaron Rodgers was the one out there throwing picks. He's the one threw picks. He was the one not handing the ball off to Breece Hall. How Breece Hall only get like 6 touches in the whole game? He might be the best running back in the league, arguably, and he only gets 6 touches. Dog, what is we talking about, Aaron? This is the joke really breaks my heart because I want the Jets to be okay, bro.
No, you don't.
But this type of stuff.
You woke up when you saw the news that they fired him. I know you showed every tooth you got in your mouth. You was over there cheesing. You already know you was over there cheesing.
I said no, because the dysfunction, like, it's like I don't understand what. First of all, the owner's lying through his teeth. Talking about he never talked to Aaron Rodgers about it, but Aaron Rodgers came in the day before and they didn't discuss it. Stop lying. Then he said that. Then he went around and told another bold face, said that they kind of knew that the season was a wash, and so they didn't really.
They didn't think he could turn it around.
He didn't think he'd turn around.
When you got a game for first place on Monday.
Dog, but if you don't think he could turn it around, and you know it's a wash, why you fire him?
And the Jets owner has never fired a coach in season until this. Not Adam Gase, who was one of the worst we ever seen.
He should have been fired in season, Aaron. We was like, dog, it was week 3. We was like, dog, they need to fire this Batman ASAP. And they let him go all the way to the end. So I'm trying to figure out what did Robert Saleh do to deserve to be cut loose?
He was thinking about firing Hackett. So they said, you can't disturb Aaron.
Dog, where in the world does a losing quarterback get this much say over what happens? You would think this man Tom Brady. It just makes no sense to me. This Batman's coming off a torn Achilles leg. Every mistake that happened, he looking at somebody else. And I already knew that the relationship with him and Saleh was fractured in that game where the Bama tried to hug him. And I said, dog, that's like you out with your youngin' and you lean over and try to grab her hand. She pull her hand away or something like that. Dog, it's over. It's over. And I it's unfortunate. And if I was Robert Saleh, I'd be on the first thing smoking. I'm out of football, so big. I'm not going to just be around here and just let y'all make me the scapegoat of this whole situation.
It's too late. This football go on. What are you going to come out and say?
I'm going to just say the truth. Aaron Rodgers is a diva.
But everybody already know that. What you going to say that's breaking news?
You're right. They already know that they're racist. They already know that it was dirty. You're right. They already know that, Jane. You got
everybody already don't like Aaron Rodgers, and the owner did it anyway. Aaron Rodgers is the only white guy that Bama's don't like. The only elite white guy people don't like. Like they slander this Bama every chance they get.
The thing is, y'all doing all this for Aaron Rodgers and not gonna win nothing. They're not gonna win nothing. Dog, it's so sad, bro. It's so sad. Because I'm like, the Jets can actually be good. But now you gave him free reign to do whatever he want, Aaron. So Aaron Rodgers, you know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do now. Another little conspiracy theorist, I think Breece Hall said something about Aaron Rodgers. And that's why he ain't getting no touches. Because Aaron Rodgers is known for like ISO and Bama's out of the game plan. Like if you say something or you don't do something right, he'll just ISO you out the game plan. Like you won't get no more
enough on offense for that. They're not good enough.
Well, granted, I agree with you, but his ego, he got one of the greatest WMEs, dog, that I ever seen in the history of sports, dog. Only Batman I think probably was worse than him. Jay Cutler was up there because that Batman came about nothing. His joint was terrible. If we did a top 10, who would be on the top 10 WMEs?
Number one is going to be Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler was up there.
Number two,
Tom Brady going to be on there too, but he won though, so it ain't really matter. He up there, dog.
What was the Batman that Dan brought in to replace Brad Johnson? I can't remember his name, but he had a super duper rocket, probably strongest arm the league ever saw. Redneck Bama,
not just for rock.
No, the redneck with the mullet. Jeff George.
Jeff George
is up there.
Jeff George is up there. That's a fact. Jeff George is up there, dog. Jeff George. Let me see. Who else?
Mike Shanahan is on there.
Mike Shanahan. No, we're talking about quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks. Just talking about W's all around the globe.
It's too many of them, dog. We had list be endless. Be 100,000 members on that list be too big. We can't even cut that joint down. The egos that in that list, dog, all the Shanahan, Aaron Shanahan on that joint.
You already know.
What's his name that was our head coach before
Jay Gruden?
Jay Gruden on the list. All the best, John, Jay, all the Grudens, they all in that joint. So I'm just talking about just quarterbacks, dog.
No, I think that's the list for Aaron Rodgers, Jay Cutler, Jeff George. But all of them kind of built like to play quarterback to begin with, even from high school, college.
Yeah,
you like the top dog on the team, and you just carry that. If you play quarterback your whole life, you already think you kind of walk on water and better than everybody else. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Baker like that too.
But
he got humble. He got humble. So I feel like he a little bit better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Matt Stafford.
He went humble. Matt Stafford for sure.
Matt
Stafford for sure. But I give a pat. But it's the thing. If you like that, and
you gotta win.
You gotta win, dog. You gotta win. That's why Tom Brady liked it, but Tom Brady get a pass because the Bama worked harder than everybody. Like it's like he knew that his skill was like capped at a certain place, and this Bama's like, I gotta just outwork everybody like 10 times what everybody else do. So this Bama was off the balco, like a couple weeks, like he did everything he could, dog, to get dog. Bama put his body in shape of a 25-year-old when he was 40. Like he just different, bro. Different. But Aaron Rodgers he rests on the fact that he been in the game so long. He feel like he done seen everything, so he feel like he don't got to work no more. Like he just be like, I just go out there. I got rockets still. I can throw the rock everywhere. But it's not gonna work, dog. It's a new NFL. It's a new NFL. So poor Robert Saleh, dog. I mean, if I was the San Francisco 49ers, I'd try to get that Bama back for real, because they need some help.
Defensively, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, outside of that, NFL games for this past week, any shockers though? How the Giants beat the Seahawks? That joint caught me off guard. How the Giants beat the Seahawks joint. I was like, dog, what are y'all doing at their stadium? But I tell you this though, if you followed the Lock Factory, you cashed out again. We went 5 for 5 this week, Aaron. 5 for 5. Tried to tell him.
No analytics.
No analytics, dog. No chat GPT, no none of that. Oh, Bab was trying their best, dog, to recreate the formula, but you just can't. Oh, can't copy the formula, bro.
4 parlays in 5 days. Though it's nothing like it over here.
Nothing like it, dog. Nothing like it. Yeah, so I mean, games this week coming up. It's a good one. San Francisco and Seattle Thursday night. That's gonna be a good one. Let's go back to this recap though. So for this past week, we had Bucks and Falcons. Falcons won that joint. That was a shootout, dog. I ain't see that joint going like that.
Ain't nobody sliding your DMs about Kirk in prime time. 509 yards.
Yo, Kirk fried, dog. And they got a W. So I mean, gotta respect it. But Kirk gonna show up again this week, dog. He gonna show you the real Kirk Cousins, dog. Yeah, that's not sustainable. Vikings beat the Jets as we discussed. It was in London. That was one of the games we hit on. We gave you the Vikings -2.5 and the under 44.5. Log it in, cash out. Bears and Panthers. Bears finally look like they turned a new leaf offensively, at least. But the Panthers is a bad team, so I'm not really like giving it too much credit. But they handled their business and whooped them. Baltimore in a burner versus the Bengals. Bengals try hard, but the Ravens just beat them, dog. Lamar showed you why should be always considered an MVP race, and they got the W. Then you had the Texans beat the Bills. It looked like Josh Allen took a concussion in that game, and I don't know how they put him back in the game, but it's a double standard, dog. Because if Lamar took that same hit, they would have kept Lamar out. So it's the protection for the complexion. But Bills lost anyway. Texans win.
We're not gonna talk about how Josh Allen stunk in that game, 9 for 30. Before the concussion, he was stinking. Lowest completion percentage since 1970 in the Super Bowl era, like stunk.
Yeah, he stunk, though. He stunk. I mean, well, this is what we anticipated the Bills' struggles being, that they don't have, Stephon Diggs and playmakers like Gabe Davis to lean on, and now it's on his shoulders, and that's just not sustainable offense.
And they keep trying to put him in a conversation with Mahomes and Burrow. Like, They want to elevate him so fast to be in that realm of quarterback. He's not one of those guys. He's just
No.
not.
Yeah. I mean, and I think Josh Allen is good. And just because you play him in fantasy and he gets you a lot of fantasy points, don't necessarily make him a good quarterback. So
He's still
I think
inaccurate.
I think he's good, but he
He's
missed
not. He's
layups
not
in the
elite.
game.
He's
He's
not
not elite.
Mahomes. He's not Burrow. He ain't Lamar. He ain't Jaden Daniels. He didn't got leapfrog. Jaden Daniels top 5 in the league already.
Already. Oh, Jaguars got their first W. They beat the Colts. Dog, Joe Flacco came about that joint showing them something. Joe Flacco now playing, Aaron.
He
Keep playing
immortal.
with Joe Flacco.
The Bama's immortal. He's better now than he was at the end of his Ravens tenure.
Dog, and that Bama throw the deep ball like nothing else. That Bama just be cranking that joint downfield. Yeah, but Jaguars got a W, a much needed one. But to me, they're still a bad football team, so they don't really mean much. Dolphins and Patriots. Dolphins beat the Patriots 15-10. Patriots now are turning to Drake May. Aaron, we get to see May this week. We get to see if it's real, Aaron.
I think that's another byproduct also of Jaden performing so well and Caleb looking good. Bo Nix starting. You take a guy number 3, he need to be on the field.
Got to be on the field.
So now we're going to get to make those evaluations. Everybody was so quick to say Drake May. You about to get to see it.
Yeah, you're going to get to see it. You're going to get to see it. And this is the thing. It's a difference, too. So the evaluation, if I'm critical, just know he's been watching from the sideline. He's been able to see what's happening. He's probably getting few reps in practice in case something happens to Jacoby, because Jacoby usually gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's just been able to stay healthy, but that offense has been stagnant at times. So we'll be able to see. Like, if he comes out the joint and he's not effective and stinks it up, I don't want to hear oh, well, you got to give it time and this, and that. It's like, no. It's like, no. So, yeah. Then we got the Commanders. We whooped the Browns, dog. When the last time we've been whooping Bama's like this? I ain't. Broncos beat the Raiders. Raiders in trouble, dog. It's some stuff going on in that team. Starting with they don't have a quarterback,
and
they need one. But I just, I'm not sure the whole spark that they had last year and playing teams tough. I don't know if it's there anymore. You can't lose to the Broncos. And I know Broncos got a solid defense, but their offense stinks to me. And you should have been able to shut that joint down. So 34 points to the Broncos, I just think is disheartening. Cardinals sneak a win versus the 49ers, and 49ers is at 2-3. I mean, they beat them 24-23. I thought for much of the game, I thought the 49ers really had the game in hand. If Brock Purdy didn't throw them turnovers, like, I thought they would have won, and they should have won, in my opinion. So when I say sneak, I just feel like the Cardinals really just took hold of the game late in the game and then asserted themselves and won the game. Oh, Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, he choked again.
He choked again, dog. Then you had the Packers and the Rams. Packers beat the Rams. Rams played them tough, but Packers got a good team. Joe Barry is not a good defensive coordinator, but is he still their coordinator or did they fire him? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Is Joe Barry still the coordinator for? Yeah, let me see here. Oh, nah. Oh, he with the Dolphins. Get him out of here. That's good. That's why
he keep getting jobs.
I don't know how he keep getting jobs. That's why the Packers defense look better, though, because they got him out of here. Giants and Seahawks. Giants beat the Seahawks 29-20. I couldn't believe it, Aaron. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. That's in the games you got to leave alone. But the other games we hit on was the Green Bay Packers joint. We had the Green Bay Packers -3. They won that joint. We had the Commanders. We picked the Commanders -3. And then we also went with Dallas, who beat the Steelers +3.5. So Dallas beat the Steelers 2017. And then we had the Chiefs beating the Saints, and the Saints, though, I just they done though. They done. They did the first two games was a fluke. It was all fluke. Um, Chiefs is at 5-0, bro. Only undefeated team. Vikings are undefeated as well. So Vikings and Chiefs are the two undefeated team.
You
And the
think the
Vikings,
Vikings gonna keep it up?
uh, as long as they don't sustain any major injuries to all their defensive players, dog, I think yes, they can keep it up, dog. Defense keeps you in every football game, and if your defense is top rated, you got a chance, bro. And Sam Darnold, he just doing enough to keep them in games, dog. Like he's not doing nothing spectacular, but he got one of the best receivers in the league, and they finding ways to get him the football. So I think yeah, they can sustain it. I mean, I don't know who they got next on their schedule, but at this rate, I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. So, yeah, you want to talk about Stephon Diggs striking Cardi B while she 8 months pregnant?
He is who he thought he was.
Hey, dog, he a wild boy.
Wow, boy.
He a wild boy. Yeah, those are our games. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Tune into the Lock Factory. We're gonna have it up later in the week for y'all because we want to make sure we get y'all the locks, dog. If you just rock with us, you're gonna cash out every time. Please, if you want to, you ain't gotta cash at me or cash app the show. You ain't gotta do that. Just share it. Just share the content. Share the pics. They be like, yo, who gave you these pics, dog? Oh, I got it from the Lock Factory. Holla at them. Go. You can always see the pics in the description. So you'll be able to go see the pics from last week and the next week, all in the description when we put up the Lock Factory. Shout out to Wiz Buffy, shout out to Lance J, shout out to Sports Talk Tasha, everybody who rock with us heavy, and we out.